Geek-Span, everyone. I'm your host, Wes, as always, and with me is my good friend Skip and Tosh. What's up, buddy?
Not a whole lot. Just ready to get into some news before the weekend goes on. What's going on with you, Wes?
Not too much. With us, as always, is also the third member of this band, Comic Wiz. What you up to, buddy?
Nothing much. Much just getting ready for the day, as well as make sure that I have my schoolwork done.
Nice. Keep on top of that. All right. So I hope everyone's ready for your Geek Culture 411 because we're here for Geek-Span. Comic Wiz, what's the first topic?
Well, the first topic is on one of the new Dawn of X titles, and that is Marauders. According to a recent interview by Gerry Duggan, in Newsarama, he gave the Newsarama some insight onto the series by stating, Marauders exist in the choppy, watery surface between Krakoa and the rest of the Marvel Universe. Not everyone is thrilled that the mutants have a nation-state and a booming economy. The first arc of Marauders is also an origin story for villainous groups that will be very important. Fans, start your engines. Speculators, start your slabbing. Wes, what do you think about Duggan's vision for Marauders, and what does this mean for the future for this team that's composed of not only members of the X-Men, but also some members of the Rogues Gallery?
Well, I think it's pretty cool. You know, I wasn't really interested in this series when it was announced. I read the solicitations. Didn't really sound like my cup of tea, but once we got further into House of X and Powers of 10, I was like, it sounds like Kate Pryde's going to be working with the Hellfire Corporation, trading some of these Krakoan drugs to sneak mutants out of unfriendly territory. And I got pretty on board. And then I read this Gerry Duggan interview. I'm all on board. I think it sounds great. It sounds like a lot of fun. I like that the idea of the original, the first story is going to be mostly a Kate Pryde story, how she ends up as the captain of the Marauders. And then they're going to actually beef up the villains and give us some good villains on this story. Skip, what do you think about this?
I'm a lot more excited about it than I was before. I am notoriously not a big Gerry Duggan fan, and I have tried many times to read and enjoy his books. But of all the books that I've read from him or heard that he's writing, this one is easily the one that I'm the most excited about. The premise alone is pretty interesting. To me, although maybe character-wise, it doesn't exactly match Kate Pryde. Her ability, obviously, to phase through matter and get in and out of places kind of makes her, and her leadership kind of makes her a candidate for this thing. This is a different time for mutants, obviously. They're kind of all on one accord, so to speak, minus Apocalypse. So to me, it from the past, only her power set and her leadership makes sense. And then from the present, how everybody's all on one accord and they're trying to go and get people out and smuggle drugs in, kind of makes sense to me. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's got a really cool mix of, you got I think Apocalypse is on Excalibur, but you got Sebastian Shaw on this team. You got Iceman, you got Bishop, a few others. They got a nice group there. And I think they're going to be able to do some really cool Black Ops, some X-Fills. We're going to see some fun stuff like that. We're going to see the seedy underbelly maybe of Wakanda. Is there a seedy underbelly to Wakanda? There's got to be. Is there a vibranium market? Are they going to be working on that? I think that's a lot of there's a lot of meat on the bones there, and I think there's a lot to explore. And I actually think Gerry Duggan's a good guy for this story. I've been reading the Savage Avengers. He's pretty good at bringing a mishmash of characters together for a team book. Fighting interesting new villains, and I think he's done good there. I think he's going to do even better here with the direction of Jonathan Hickman. It sounds like when he heard the pitch that Hickman gave to the Marvel leadership, he immediately bought in and said, I want to be on this book. And I like that kind of enthusiasm. It sounds like he has good plans, and I will definitely be a customer for Marauders in Gerry Duggan's new book.
Yeah, I bet he wants to keep getting paid too. He's smart to hop on the train. Ooh, Jonathan Hickman. Ooh, X-Men books. Yes, I want to do one. I don't care which one it is.
All right, I think we hit that one pretty hard. Comic Wiz. Next topic.
Well, since we're speaking of X-Men, since we started talking about this, and everyone is how some people are now more invested with Gerry Duggan's new series, The Marauders. Captain Marvel artist Carmen Carnero confirmed yet another Dawn of X title scheduled to launch in February 2020. Carnero penned a heartfelt goodbye and announced she's working on the upcoming X-Corp series with an unannounced writer, who at the time, which at the moment is scarce, so no, we don't know who has been signed on for this book. Skip, who do you think the mystery writer behind X-Corp is?
I'm not sure, and actually, that's what kind of makes me a little fearful about this, because in addition to that, this seems like something that was thrown on definitely way after the fact. I mean, we already heard reports of how Marvel was confused, bewildered, or maybe caught off guard a little bit from the success of a Jonathan Hickman X-Men House of X Powers of 10. So now it seems like they're like, okay, well, we got these books coming out and people really like it. Let's just start throwing other books out too. So this seems a little haphazard. It's hard for me to say that I'm excited about it. And literally, I saw the art that Carmen Carnero had been doing for Captain Marvel. Not exactly my favorite art. So one, I'm not excited. And you're gonna have to get a heck of a writer to get me interested in that, because I'm already not a fan of the art. And two, like I said, it sounds like something that they're doing after the fact. This reeks of C.B. Cebulski and the Legion of Doofuses. So I'm gonna swing it over to you, Wes.
All right, so we got someone in the chat saying Claremont. I hate to burst your bubble. I'm quite certain this isn't Claremont, actually. I think he's going to be working on some limited stuff. This is going to be Leah Williams, or it's going to be Vita Ayala. I'm actually quite certain it will be Vita Ayala. It kind of fits into her ballpark and the things that she's worked with. So I'm pretty sure it's Vita Ayala and Carmen Carnero. But so if we look back at the X-Corp past, in its beginning stages under Grant Morrison, I believe, it was a police force. And then its next evolution, it was like a corporate arm of the X-Men under Charles Xavier. So that, I think, could be really cool if it's that second idea, because I don't think they need a police force if you have the X-Force already there. You've already got the Marauders running Black Ops. So I think they've got enough of that flavor. But an X-Corp that is X-Corporation, maybe with Forge, creating new inventions, creating technology that that Charles and the mutants of Krakoa can go and sell to the nations and make some money for Krakoa and maybe get into global markets, I think is really interesting. It's got a different flavor to it, little political intrigue, some maybe there's some type of business shenanigans, corporate espionage, things of that nature that could be incorporated in that book. So while I'm not excited about who I'm pretty sure the writer is, and I'm definitely not excited about the artist, I think it could be really cool, maybe if it's an X-Corporation with Forge, maybe making technology and things like that. Does that wet your beak a little bit, Skip?
Yeah, it definitely does. Because, I mean, it's funny. For me, once you start saying that, then two things come to mind immediately. One, Emma Frost and Sebastian Shaw kind of being the heads of that. Two, them working with Forge, between... what else can we synthesize with the Krakoan flower, and what other technology can we create with Forge? So that gets me a little more excited. What gets me the most excited is actually some of the implications outside of the X-Men world. If you do read Jonathan Hickman's East of West, which is my favorite comic book from my favorite writer and my favorite artist, Nick Dragata, then you would know about the Endless Nation. The Endless Nation is basically the Native Americans being a part of what happened in the book, and then kind of moving out, going to Montana, or northern USA. And then when they reemerge, they're way more technologically advanced than the rest of the US. And they sell automatons and different technology to the rest of the world, and they have the highest economy. So me kind of looking over at Hickman and seeing stuff that he's pulling over from different books into this, that kind of excites me a little bit more. But still, the art and Vita Ayala, so many people say she has promise. Y'all gonna have to tell me some books, because everything I've read from her, I was like, this ain't it, Chief. So fingers crossed. And Wes, if you want to write the book, if you want to be the mystery writer, now I'm a little more interested.
Hey, I'll do it. But remember, Forge is right now beneath Krakoa, and they say he is on the verge of a breakthrough of using the biological-based technology And I think that might be what this book is about. But of course, where we need more details, we'll be seeing this series in February, and I'm certain they'll be announcing the writer very soon. All right. Oh, sorry.
That's fine. Well, speaking of Carmen Carnero, yes, I can understand that her art and Captain Marvel is not the best, but it's not the worst either. But if you check out her other works in publishers like DC and Vertigo, it's actually not bad. It's not bad, and she has more creative freedom than she does in Marvel.
Mm-hmm. So maybe. All right. Next topic, Comic Whiz.
All right. And this next topic, we're going to be talking about Star Wars. Isn't that fun? At the conclusion of The Last Jedi, Rose Tico is unconscious and in medical care, leaving many fans question her role in the upcoming Rise of Skywalker film. Marvel Comics' journey to Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker recently confirmed she's now General Leia Organa's new protege. Wes, is this the right creative direction for this divisive Star Wars character? Can she be redeemed?
I don't know if she needs to be redeemed, but she definitely needs to be put on the back burner. I wish they would give her the Jar Jar Binks treatment, when he showed up in the first movie, the first prequel, and you're like, no one liked him. He kind of showed up 3 more times and had one line. That's probably what they need to do with Rose Tico. She doesn't need to be ascending the ranks to being like the successor to General Leia Organa. The character hasn't warranted that. If anything, she was the albatross weighing down the character of Finn, who should have been the breakout character of the entire sequel trilogy. But I think it's too late for that. Skip, what do you think they should do with Rose Tico?
I got some comments about Finn, but that's for another Geek-Span. Rose Tico, first of all, let me say, Kelly Marie Tran, everything I've seen from her, like on a personal level and as an actress, she's a consummate professional and seems like a heck of a sweetheart. So nothing I'm getting ready to say has anything to do with her. This has to do with the people that created her character and that wrote her character. Yeah, it's very apparent that she needs to go away to a galaxy far, far away from the galaxy far, far away. Yeah, give her the Jar Jar treatment. You know what I'm saying? Give her a few lines. If you want to even, this will probably piss a lot of people off, but so it is. If you even want to give her like a little thing, almost like her sister had in the movie, where it's like, either before she dies or something like that, or maybe don't kill her. I don't care, but she does something special to actually help, but it's very small, and then it's something to where she's got to go. She's got to go like this. And she's got to keep going back and back. And then that's it. That's all we see of her. And then we get on with the rest of the movie. So I hope that's the case. But obviously, it sounds like they're going to give her a little bit more of a role in the movie. I'm nauseated.
It's I don't know if you had the same experience when you were watching The Last Jedi, but there's only one real moment that connected with me. And that was when Finn was about to sacrifice his life for the whole rebellion, and she like sideswipes him and knocks him down and ruin it and just starts making out with him for no reason. I was like, what is this? Like, you finally give me an emotional moment. I'm connecting with a character. I'm invested in a moment after this terrible movie that I've been watching, and this character ruins it. She'll never be able to take that stain off of that character. Nothing Kelly Marie Tran can do, nothing J.J. Abrams can do can salvage the character now. And, she's already taken enough good Star Wars potential down with her. There's no more reason to destroy Star Wars Rose Tico. Put her on the back burner, and let's move on with some better characters. She's just not the one.
She ain't it. And I again, the person that I mainly blame this on is our everybody's favorite guy, Rian, aka Rian Johnson. Because right when you're gonna have an emotional moment, because they bait and switch Finn, oh hey, here's this guy, he's gonna be the Jedi. Oh, whoop, nope, subverted your expectations. It's this person. Now he has no real reason to be in the movie, but they can't kill him off because of outrage. They bring him into the next movie. And they can't kill him off because of outrage. So they give him a meaningless mission. And then finally, when he's going to have a moment, I'm like, yeah, I'm cool if he dies. Just make him matter. Mm-hmm. Here comes Rian Johnson, not Rose Tico. Take Rose Tico out of that ship and put Rian Johnson in it. He's coming to Subvert your expectations, and you can thank Ryan for that.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's the one that ruined Rose Tico for Kelly Marie Tran. It wasn't her, but I just don't think the character is salvageable anymore.
It's not.
All right. Next topic, Comic Wiz.
All right. Now, Disney's recent acquisition of Fox left many wondering what the future had in store for Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds' portrayal of the Merc with the Mouth is an enormous moneymaker, thanks in large part to its adult-oriented humor and R rating. Deadpool and Deadpool 2 screenwriters Red Reese and Paul Wernick revealed Disney has signed up on R-rated sequels. Skip, are you surprised the House of Mouse signed off future R-rated comic book films?
No, I'm not. I'm not nearly as surprised as everybody else with this. Because one thing that the mouse likes is money. So if it's gonna lose the money to make it PG-13, they'll throw their mouse morality out real quick to make sure that the bucks keep coming in. So I'm not nearly as surprised by this, as most people are. I viewed it like I was like, whatever. I wasn't even surprised when Deadpool came out. I was like, oh, it's a rated R Marvel movie. I'm like, Blade was a rated R Marvel movie, and that was the first Marvel movie that wasn't crap. I watched that old Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that old Captain America movie when I was younger, and it was crap, and I loved it. So when Blade came out, I was like, awesome, and it was rated R. Mother, are you out your mind? I remember all that. So like this to me is just like the mouse is going to make sure that money comes in. And you know what? This Deadpool movie, I'm not going to say that it'll be the best because I think it's hard to top number one, especially with the director. I forget his name, something Miller or something going away. But I think this one may be the most profitable one easily because Kevin Feige is going to he's a fan service guy. That's part of the reason why we all love him. He's fan service centric. He's going to bring the other characters that we wanted in, and don't be surprised if I'm not going to say you heard it here first, but you heard it here. Don't be surprised if you see Hugh Jackman show up in that movie so everybody can cream their pants and throw more money at the altar of the mouse. Wes, what do you think?
Well, you know what? I'm not surprised either because Disney's got this thing coming out called Disney Plus. It's a streaming service. They're planning on making a lot of money with it. Now, they can't just have content for children. Yes, they have the Star Wars movies and they have the MCU and stuff, but some of these kids' parents are going to want to watch a rated R movie every now and again. Some of them aren't going to be offended by foul language, and there's parental controls on Disney Plus. They're going to need some more adult style content, things that are specifically oriented for the parents, not to watch with the kids. So yes, it's probably smart. Nobody wants a Deadpool PG-13 movie anymore. Now that you've broken through that barrier, you can't go back. So if they want to make another Deadpool movie, it has to be rated R. Logan was also a tremendous success. It was rated R, and I think you'll see them explore this more in the future because the Disney Plus needs to be for the entire family. It can't just be oriented for children. And if they want, and they're going to want people without kids to buy the service too. They want this to be a broad platform. So I think you're going to see them go more in. They're going to have more adult oriented entertainment. They're not going to go full on Skidamax or anything like that. But I think you will see some R-rated content for the parents as well.
I mean, that makes sense too. Ever since they acquired Fox, that's where there are more mature movies or TV series who can be watched by adults.
Right.
And that way, it's a win-win for everyone.
They also got Fox because they have tremendous television production capabilities, and they wanted all those long-time professionals to come in and help them produce content for Disney Plus, which I think you'll see some stuff that isn't family-oriented and, like I said, more for adults.
And if I remember correctly, FX is part of the property that Disney owns now as well. So that's another outlet where they can put content that doesn't maybe fit some of their other services. So keep that in mind too.
Absolutely. All right. What's the next topic, Comic Wiz?
Well, recently, Rob Liefeld, best known for his bombastic art style and being one of the Image 7, recently announced via Twitter he is through working with Marvel for the foreseeable future. Wes, what is the beef between Rob Liefeld and the House of Ideas?
It's been kind of it's been a work in progress. You know, he did have his recent Major X. He's been doing a lot of covers for him for the last few years. You know, so there's been a relationship there, but it appears Rob wants to branch out. He wants his own YouTube channel to kind of compete with EVS and some of the other more outrageous content creators out there. So he's been coming a little bit more chippy on social media. He's been kind of talking bad about DC Comics. He's throwing a little shade over at Marvel. Recently, he said that he's going to be filing a lawsuit due to some shady practices that Marvel had. So the writing was on the wall. I'm not surprised with about this at all. I'm not sure exactly what the litigation is going to be about, but I imagine it has something to do with royalties or something of that nature that he doesn't appreciate. But this doesn't surprise me at all. Skip, were you surprised about this Rob Liefeld news?
No, absolutely not, man. It's Robbie Liefeld, bro. Like, you got to remember, he already left Marvel before at the height of his popularity and whatnot. And not only that, but you also take into account that he's been his own boss for like how long now? He's used to a certain cut of money, which I'm sure, you know, more or less kind of got worked out when he went back. But it's a smaller chunk, and he's got to deal with more precise and absolute deadlines now and people breathing down his neck. So I'm sure, like, and I got a feeling the way that Marvel is run now, they probably didn't do too much to accommodate Rob. They probably made all of their accommodations just so he got there. And then when he did get there, any kind of flexibility or the things that would make Rob comfortable and happy to produce the type of books that we might like, probably got thrown out the window really quick when they got on their money machine mission and Legion of Doofuses, you know, were doing what they do. So it doesn't surprise, like when I saw it, because especially like you said, just based off of the stuff that he was saying about DC, which I think we already talked about where I think some of that came from. This wasn't surprising to me at all. And in a way, I'm actually happy this happened because like Rob isn't as dependent on the majors as some of the other people. So some of the other people that are working there that will feel like they have to stay there and they have to deal with this to make their money and to make their living and to earn their paychecks and further themselves in their careers. They are a little bit more like, I got to grin and bear it. But Rob's like, okay, well, hold on, wait, you don't want to do this and you don't want to do that? I'm gone. I'm out of here. I'm gone. That was my Rob Liefeld impression.
Well, it's kind of part of his brand. He's the outlaw. He was the comic industry bad boy, right?
Yeah,
so,
I love
it's
it.
on brand. It makes sense. He made him some money. I'm sure they threw a little bit of coin his way. Now he's gonna sue him, and he's gonna go do his own YouTube channel. Probably move more into crowdfunded comics. And I know he's got his upcoming Snake Eyes series, which I'm absolutely gonna buy because
I'm gonna buy that. I love Snake Eyes is my favorite G.I. Joe, so I'm with it.
All right, Comic Wiz, what's the final topic?
All right. Well, it's unconfirmed reports indicate Liv Tyler and William Hurt may reprise their roles as Betsy Ross and Thunderbolt Ross in an upcoming live-action She-Hulk series on Disney Plus. Which by itself sounds very, very exciting. But as for the actress who's going to be casted as the J Giantess herself, it's still left uncertain. Skip, what are your thoughts on Tyler and Hurt returning to the Hulk side portion of the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Since we have not seen Betty in years. We see more of Thunderbolt Ross, but less of Betty.
Give me more Liv Tyler. I'm with it. I mean, I like Thunderbolt Ross too. Don't get me wrong, but boy, her daddy blessed her with them lips. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, I'll take more Liv Tyler. Absolutely. Betty Ross is cool. She's a cool character, and I am kind of like, even though I'm not a big Al Ewing is one of my favorite writers. I am not a big fan of the Immortal Hulk like most people are. I don't knock it, but I do really like the dichotomy. And kind of like the contrast that they have with Betty Ross in that book with Bruce Banner. Obviously, it's not going to be that version in this iteration inside of the MCU, but just based off the fact that, again, Kevin Feige, the fan service guy, we like callbacks, we like reoccurring things, we like reoccurring characters. So I think it's fantastic. I do highly question how exactly they're going to use her in this, but Yeah, bring them both back. It makes more sense. Just like I said, give me more Liv Tyler. Liv, she can do no wrong in my book. I'm biased. I'm a Liv Tyler fanboy. That's obvious. Wes, don't say anything that's gonna get you in trouble. But how do you feel about this?
Ed Norton's Incredible Hulk is terribly underrated. That was actually a good Hulk movie. It's way better than Ang Lee's. And Liv Tyler was a big part of that. She was a great Betsy Ross. I say bring her back. William Hurt was awesome in the Avengers. He had a great presence. He has a gravitas. He needs to be in the MCU. He needs to be a recurring character, whether it be in She-Hulk or maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something like that. It sounds like, Kevin Feige is going to be having creative hands in everything now. So hopefully he can gin up some more of this stuff. And, I think it's a great idea. It was a good movie. It's too bad that Ed Norton had a falling out with Kevin Feige in the MCU. I would have preferred him to be Bruce Banner over Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
But Mark Ruffalo is a very good Bruce Banner, but I still think Ed Norton was superior. But yeah, bring them back. They're great characters. It was a lot of fun. And like I said, William Hurt was born to be Thunderbolt Ross. Absolutely.
I'm a big Hurt fan. You're right, the gravitas and everything that he brings, I would like to see him have more of a role as well. And as Comic Stacks is saying in the chat, I want a Thunderbolt team. I think we are going to get a Thunderbolt team without a doubt. But Edward Norton's one of my favorite actors, from Fight Club to American History X, like you name it. So yeah, as charming as Mark Ruffalo is, and I do enjoy Mark Ruffalo, if they would have kept Edward Norton in there, I think we would have had a far better, not just a good Hulk, but a far better Bruce Banner. But bygones are bygones. We've said bye. They're gone. Here we are. So yeah, give us more Thunderbolt Ross, and give us a Thunderbolt Ross team. All right, we got a couple minutes left. I want to throw this one to you before we go back. We just learned that Jonah Hill is not going to be the Riddler in Matt Reeves' Batman, but they can't find someone to play the Penguin. What is wrong with Matt Reeves and Warner Brothers? Jonah Hill should be the Penguin, right? Yeah, he definitely should be the Penguin. I heard reports that he didn't want to be the Penguin because it just, I guess he typecast. Yeah, I guess that's how he felt. But hey, bro, you've been typecast for how long now? You think a Batman movie is where you're going to escape that? Keep doing your indies, buddy. That's when you're going to break out of that mold. But for a Batman movie, that's like Batman is such a hard archetype. How can you not be typecasted in something like that? You know what I mean? So being that he's gone, we already know the trouble that Warner Brothers executives have had with not only keeping actors or like respecting them and extending their contracts, but even keeping directors. They've gone through so many of them, writers, storytellers. They don't know how to value their talent. So now what does that do when they start looking around for more? Everybody sees how they've been treated and their talent pool gets smaller. And then now they're knocking themselves down from getting A-tier people to getting B-tier people to now they're going to have to get the dude from Twilight. And I must say, we're not going to really get into this topic. I will say this. Matt Reeves' Batman's casting is atrocious. I don't know what they're thinking. That's a topic for another day, but thumbs down from this guy on Matt Reeves' Batman casting. And those guys Zoe Kravitz. Like, I love Zoe Kravitz. Like, I'll kiss Lenny Kravitz for making Zoe Kravitz. And I'll kiss Lisa Bonet too, because she is beautiful. But dog, get Zoe Kravitz out of there. Casting, boom. Absolutely. All right, Comic Wiz. Did we mess anything else up in the show?
No. No. You guys did good. Although, no, in all honesty, I could see like Joe. It is disappointing that Jonah Hill left the project, but I see him more as the Riddler more so than Penguin.
He's way too fat to be the Riddler.
He slimmed down as the years passed.
He's got a fat frame on him. Look at his face. He can't play skinny. He just ain't got it. He would have to pull a Christian Bale from The Machinist and drop like half of his body weight, which would be terrible for his heart. Skin, man. Yeah, I don't want that. No, nobody wants a flabby Riddler, but a flabby Penguin, on the other hand, it's got money written all over it. All right, I think that about wraps it up. Comic Wiz, where can people find you if they want to follow you on social media?
Well, people can find me on Twitter at Dion D Rock Jr. where I just post and retweet like different forms of arts for people to see, and also I talk about well not only like comic books, graphic novels, but also anime and manga through retweets and other forms of pop culture because I keep myself out of drama because it's not healthy for anyone.
Absolutely. All right. So if you don't know that the channel now has a coffee page, if you would like to support the channel, the information will be in the description below. If you'll follow me on social media, there's also a link to it there. Skip, did you want to tell them about your chairs?
Sure. This is Tabu Ohana. They are my sponsor. You can see their emblem up there. Fantastic company, local company. They can ship pretty much anywhere. My biggest draw to them is they have a orphans program. We're immigrants and they're all veterans of the U.S. military. Of course, I've got a heart there because a lot of my family is served. They wouldn't let me serve because I got asthma. I couldn't be War Machine in real life, damn it. But I can still support our veterans. I can still support orphans by purchasing this chair. So if you use the code that I have, which is Skip TC, thinking critical, you can get yourself. I forfeited my commission that I sell off the chairs. Everything that I would make goes to the orphans. So you guys get that discount. Go ahead and use that code if you need a nice, comfy gaming chair. And check me out on twitch.tv/Skipintosh, where I read comics. I'm going to read through X-Men 1 with y'all, and then we're going to read through a few other X-Men ones to know our history. You know what I mean? So thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for being so active in the chat. Make sure you tune in live and buy us a coffee. Why not? We're good for it. Maybe we'll buy you a coffee too.
Appreciate it. Yes. All right, that'll do it for today's show. Thank you all very much. Salamat Po, and I'm out.
Have a good morning, everyone.